Calling all beings.
Can somebody give me an amen up in this place for calling all beings? Man, yeah! Welcome back to Calling All Beings. I'm your host DJ with the true crime gangster, Boston Bia over there to my left.
Hi, everyone.
Woo!
Hey, everybody. There's so many groupies.
And just below, look at just below her, right there with a little flare from the island of Puerto Rico, Akashi Cris.
The crowd is very loud. That's all I hear. There we go. All I can hear is the crowd and the groupies. Can you hear me?
Dios mío.
Yes.
Yeah, we hear you
Okay.
loud and clear. Look at this.
Okay, cool. Groupies in the house. So, yeah, the groupies, I couldn't hear you because the groupies were so loud because they were so excited about the show and about your intro.
Yeah,
they just love it when you get out there.
This is what they think of my intro.
There we go.
All right.
They're very, very engaged backstage here.
They are.
Very engaged.
All right. Welcome to Calling All Beings tonight. Hello. Well, let's say hi to everybody in the joint. There is Rose. Hello, Rose. How are you?
Hello, Rose.
I'm not sure who this is. Maybe you guys can recognize.
I don't know her. Do you know her? Lucy, the Boricuas in the house.
Are you going to say something in Spanish, Bia?
Hola, Ruthie. Espero que estés bien. Que estés bien.
Saludos, Ruthie. Captain Harris is here.
Who's that?
Captain Harris has showed up, too.
Oh, hi, Captain Jerry Harris. How are you? The OG, despite all the rain in Alabama. Jules is here. She is the head mod. Rocker Chick is here. Hey, man, let's party. Oh, look at that. There's a new thing.
Oh,
do you guys
wow.
see that?
Yeah, but what did you do to cause that?
All right, Rocker Chick, are you ready? All right, just for all the Canadians. Law Wifey, Rocker Chick. Who else do we have? There's somebody else we have. Let's see.
Conundrum.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
Woo! Victorine. We have Vic, the one who just went to see Triumph in concert. Hello. Hello.
Oh, that's
Conundrum is
sweetie.
in the
Hi,
house.
handsome.
Who's here? Is it
Dennis
Conundrum
my
is in the
God.
house.
Dennis?
Hi, handsome.
I try to call you to check in today, Dennis, just to see how the hell you're doing, because I don't like to go more than a couple weeks when I haven't said hello. Now this is Conundrum.
Yes,
from
he's
Mindforce.
Canadian.
Oh,
He's
he's
also
Canadian,
Canadian.
too.
I know. You're like,
Man.
it's all a Canadian party right now. So
Do you remember Triumph, Chris? That three-piece
Yes.
band from Canada?
we were okay. Did you see my post on X? Was
No.
that fight the good fight?
Yeah. Fight the
Okay.
good fight.
Okay, creepy. Okay, I got to bring this up because my husband knows that this is totally true story. So this morning, I am sitting around. Stuart has been listening to Triumph, and this morning I'm stuck with "Fight the Good Fight," and I'm walking around the house going, "Fight the good fight, everybody!" He's like, "I'm not gonna do that to your stream today," but. It is so funny because later on I go on X and Pendejito here is posting and I see a post about Triumph and then he replied, "I love Triumph, fight the good fight." And I go, "Stuart," and he goes, "DJ's in your head." It was so funny. like, Stuart,
My man.
DJ's in your head. Pretty funny.
So is there a differentiation between your music and Stuart's? Does he listen to something different than you?
Thanks a lot. Okay, he's going through a journey of rediscovering music.
Mm-hmm.
And like going back, he spent all this time going through the 70s. And he finally, like, he's gone through all the albums of the 70s. He spends hours configuring playlists. He goes through this journey of rediscovery. And it's funny because I see so many posts that you make about music, and it's about the same stuff that Stewart's kind of like rediscovering. He's now in 1980. He finally moved to the 80s. So he was listening to the Vapors, like the whole album of the Vapors the other day. They're turning Japanese, but they actually had a whole album that was so awesome. Everybody knew one song, but the whole album was great. So anyway, it's funny you ask about music because
I was curious if you had the same take, like if you're listening to the Fania All Stars and he's listening to Kansas, but
he says 70s, I'm 80s, so.
Oh man, I'm with Stuart. I love both eras, but if I had to pick which was better, and by the way, Perseus wants to go out of the room, so I'm gonna have to let him out. Bia's gonna sing "I Think We're Alone" now. Go ahead, Bia, take it away.
I'll dance. I can dance.
Nope. We can dance if we want to. No, I'm just kidding.
We can. Remember? Oh, I was like, that's not the safety dance. So you're gonna take me down a path. I can't wait for Stuart to get a little further in the 80s because I can really jam. I did the whole Madonna thing. I did the bracelets. I had Aquanet with a bang.
Of course. Yeah. I used to
remember spraying your bangs in the 80s, DJ?
What's that say again? Oh, did I
spraying your bangs in the 80s? Did you ever like lift your bangs up and like,
I'm gonna be able to show you.
Hairspray.
I have my in a Ziploc bag. I have my high school photo here, so I'm gonna get to show you guys. All right,
Revelations by DJ.
This was my senior photo.
Oh my God, you look like Menudo.
All right, so this was me. I don't have much left from high school.
You could have been a little Ricky. You could have been one of the many little Rickies, DJ. I would have been there for that. Yeah.
I'm just seeing that I had hair.
Oh. Memories.
All right, we're going to be starting off with Karen Reed tonight because Bia has some things to share that, as it turns out, are not as flattering as a certain Massachusetts state trooper might want them to be. So you Karen readers, Bia is going to read these from News 7, and they are quite jarring. So Bia, take it away, give the context of what you want to talk about tonight, and then myself and none other than the super Boricua, Akashi Cris, will react to them.
Yeah, so this week, Karen files a new lawsuit. In this new lawsuit that she's suing the Massachusetts State Police and Canton Police Department, comes all these additional text messages that they weren't part of the trial. This was part of the discovery that they had received with Proctor's texts, and they went in front of a judge a few weeks ago to have permission to use this information in this lawsuit. So this is a brand new one that literally was just filed on Thursday. I'm sorry, Friday. Thursday or Friday. I'm blending. My days are merging. But so we're not surprised by these. But in addition to what we already knew that Proctor had said, because we heard them during the trial, is now also Sean Good, who also went and was, a buddy of his. Some of these are Sean Good's replies or text messages. And so what did you think when the lawsuit came out?
So that, I mean, it was pretty shocking. I mean, I read through it. I think you sent it to me. So I read through it, and the allegations are not new, but now they have something more supportive. And if anybody goes to my Twitter, I just reposted. And by the way, hi, Sarah Shock and Horror. I know that you're doing double duty today. You just about finished Mike's stream, probably got something to eat, and then you're here. So, by the way, feel free to come on air, discuss, and join us, or like I realize you probably need a break at this point. By the way, if somebody wants to join us and discuss anything, I want to put the cab number is there, 719-602-4464. When I read, so the lawsuit, that didn't surprise me so much, but the things that you sent me were very, very jarring, because I wanted to believe that Mike Proctor was not this person. So if you would you read this so
Yes.
that Akashi, Cris, and I can kind of take it in?
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
thank you, ma'am.
And in addition, what is not on here are ones that he actually says, I can't believe I passed the background test. So that goes to the negligent supervision that Karen Reed's team is alleging, because they should have known these things. And these guys use their personal cell phones interchangeably, for work purposes, and that's why we've been able to see all this. So here he's talking about a vice president is a giant malignant explorative word. I pray to the heavens that some again explosive. I'll have to say bleep. Insect from the Amazon curls up her vajayjay and hatches eggs and little. What does that say? I can't even forget. Let me
I can bring it. I'll bring it up if you need help with that one, because
and the litter kills her by eating her from the inside out. I mean, this is how you're talking about a vice president. I mean, and then
it's like,
yeah. And of course, Sean Good, these aren't necessarily his replies after these. These are just quotes from different, from the text messages that they've seen. So again, biggest C words from Sean Good. And then in regards to an ex-girlfriend, I can't even get near that thing. I made every effort possible. I wait till she's asleep and try to get at it. I try every effort possible. I try to get her hammered. I can't get anywhere near it. It's starting to piss me off. Not cool. Again, Michael Proctor. This is somebody who he's dating, he's in a relationship with, and he's literally implying, doing things without consent. And even if you're dating, consent is a thing. And when somebody's sleeping, you don't take advantage of them. And then here, the next one is when he went into Canton High to get a transcript, and then he's referring to seeing
N-words.
Yeah, I mean, people of color, saying he's seen more in 10 minutes than in the 4 years he spent there combined. Everywhere I looked, there was monkeys running around. Wanted to ask the woman at the guidance office where all the white kids are. Where did all these
N-words come from?
Yeah, I mean, it hurts me to even say this. And then Sean Good, he's saying eat black blank. And then
what?
another one from Eat Black D.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. That lady, and now the next one is from Michael Proctor. That lady was an absolute C-rag black person who had it in it for me for some reason. And stupid from Sean Good, stupid, ugly, blank. And then this other one that it just goes to show you that America sucks. Hitler really had something, then the U.S. had to step in and ruin it.
Can I add? Yeah, can I add
Yeah.
what Dennis is alluding to here is he's saying, where is the post commission? And I don't remember. Basically, it's the peace officer. You'd have to look it up for me, Bia. But basically, they're the ones that license them as a peace officer. Without that certification, when they pull that cert, you can't be a police officer anywhere in any state. So because it's kind of like a state run, but federally the database goes to all 50 states. So once you're decertified, you can't be a police officer. And he's saying, why, if there are troopers that are acting like this, why has the post commission not acted based on what Bia is saying? And I want to just reiterate, and don't think, oh man, I'm gonna have to bring up my photo app. Or no, actually I could bring it up because you gave me the text message. I can make it a little bit bigger. Okay. So, you know, I'm a Jew, so take it for what it's worth, but we're talking about guys now. These are the kind of pro-America guys, go around with flags on everything, flags on their car. They probably, they've got them on their uniform, probably have them by their desk. And this is what this person said. And we're talking about Mr. Proctor here. America sucks. And this is what Bia's last one. Hitler was really onto something. And then he said the blanking, and I don't know what that is, US, I think that's effing, had to step in and ruin it. Michael Proctor. Okay. And then what he said about black people, how could you think that you would get a fair shake from him in even a traffic stop, in any interaction when you're dealing with somebody like that, that's so concerned about the color of somebody's skin? What does it matter what color someone's skin is? Does that make somebody better? Is that what you're alluding to, Mike? I mean, and then with the way he's talking about women, he's talking about his then girlfriend and her backside. The words that he has said in this. Now, granted, I come from military background. I don't come from, like, let's say, a very soft or politically correct group. People that will kind of say anything in curse words. We're part of the everyday exchanges and vernacular in certain situations. And I've never texted anything like that to anyone, not about a girl, and certainly not anything that was racist or homophobic or something like that. Never. And I don't think I'm an angel by any means, but this guy. All right. Let's get Akashi Cris in there.
And the other thing I wanted to also mention is that this is, I don't know what training Michael Proctor had. Did he come through that same Massachusetts State Police Training Academy that Enrique Delgado Garcia, was unalived at? And I wonder if the culture, this had to go back to the culture of when he received his training. Because we know how they treated minorities during this training program. So doesn't it make you think that what was already? Obviously, I think this is him, but what happened during his training that still kind of fed into this disgusting behavior? And this is who was supposed to serve and protect. There are other text messages that have come out where he's saying, because a person was of color, don't rush to the scene, let them die. Mm-hmm. Wow. It leaves you speechless.
Yeah, it's scary. Because you know that you guys might get fair treatment from him because he wouldn't necessarily know you're Latino. But if you were a brown Latino that was obviously a person of color, forget about it. Forget about it. You would have been in deep. It's really, really sad. And I'll never forget. Do you remember Akashi and Jim Semivan? He came on and he said, I think he said this. And Jim Semivan of the CIA, he was director of field operations for the CIA, is not by no means any sort of a political activist or anything like that. And he just said, I've never understood the thing about color. He said, we all share the same DNA. So I don't I don't get it. We're all of the same species, but yet that so much is made of the actual hue of somebody's skin or what their religion that they practice. What a disgusting human being. The Massachusetts State Police should be quite ashamed. And we did take Colonel Jeff Noble to task on here several times because we felt like what they did with Proctor was they just wanted to scratch the surface so they could fire him and then not look into all the other things that were germane to not only Karen's case, but all these other individuals. How about Miles King? And let's say some of these guys are guilty. I don't know, but how do they know they got a fair shake from the system? So Granny Debbie, you hit it right here. Go ahead, Akashi Cris.
Thanks. And thanks, B, for handling that so gracefully, because to having to read stuff like that has to just, tear your stomach. But, at first, first of all, from my background, I grew up in Puerto Rico and I went to a private school, but it was the same people known from kindergarten all the way to senior year. And I always remember, so I was there till like senior year when I graduated, and then I went to St. Mary's University in San Antonio. And I remember up to that point that in Puerto Rico is an island that's 100 by 35, right? We have a lot of pride. You see the Puerto Rican flag all over the place, right? You see it, in the hanging from the mirror. We're very proud people. And we had Puerto Ricans of every color.
Yeah.
We have blonde Puerto Ricans with blue eyes. We have black Puerto Ricans. We have brown Puerto Ricans. We have blonde with blue eyes and tan, just every combination.
Just like Cuba.
The point being that there was a sense, and I think Cuba felt probably the same way, but I only speak for Puerto Rico. There was a sense of pride and of unity beyond race. And then I started feeling it, kind of facing that once I moved. And it wasn't that bad in San Antonio. It was very, very highly Hispanic. Hi, Victory. So anyway, coming from that background, these things it's crazy because back then, and we're talking in the 80s, things I've seen, I always say the frog boils slowly, but it boils. And now we're in a culture. I went from that background to now a culture of, I started wondering if I have to worry about, do I have to carry my passport? Because I'm brown. I'm Puerto Rican, and during the summer I tan even more because my Puerto Rican skin picks up that sun like that, and it's like all of a sudden there's like a lack of tolerance. People doing things that you make you wonder if people without souls walk, amongst us, they're missing something that it makes things unthinkable that they do. You look at that, but, and from a leadership perspective, we talk about cases all the time, right? The Frank Olson and what happened to him. Those things happen. Corruption happens. People go, people with power will stretch that power and use it, and back to the soul thing, if you don't have a soul. And you use it for your own, it's horrible because I don't mean to be desensitized, but you see it. I'm sorry, the whole Charlie Kirk thing. There's things to be asked about. The octopus murders talked about a sense of power, like organizations and branches that guide, power, and they're beyond reproach, and that the law doesn't apply. The Hopi predicted corruption, corruption that would eat us up, and we see it. So I'm not surprised, but I'm horrified because you expect people to serve and protect.
Yeah,
and you see that in your life.
Daughters.
Don't even take me there. But I'm not surprised in the lawsuit because everything else kind of pointed to the same thing, that there's definitely a lot more to what, they were trying to sell a narrative that It was convenient. Sorry. That's all I got to say about that.
That was sound like Forrest Gump. That's all I got to say about that.
Don't know what you're gonna get from down here. Don't know what you're gonna get.
We have a lot of great comments to read, and as you can, this is not the kind of content that sells, but it is important to reiterate because Michael Proctor reminded of us. We don't necessarily think of racism in our everyday life, or at least some of us do, because they're afflicted. It touches their life every day, or they feel marginalized. So anyway, let me read some of these because they're great. And I want to welcome, there's two things. One thing is I need both of you guys to text me after this because I want to hit the collaborate button on the Cab Studio and try to connect with Mindforked and with Deb's channel. Please remind me because I forgot today. So I need, and since TB says you're my assistant, I'm just kidding. So tough crowd. All right, please tip your bartenders and wait staff, everybody, if you would. Might even have that other thing. Well, it could be. That could be. All right, we do have some good comments here. So, all right, let's start with Granny Debbie here. The judges said so many times this case needs to move forward. And Colin's supposed to enter the military. I guess he is. What? Yep. He can run, but he can't hide, and that's not going to get him out of doing this deposition. That is correct, Granny Debbie. And I actually heard Damon Seligson talking today, and it's really unfortunate. But yeah, all they need to do is send that over, and they could find out through a United States Army liaison officer where he's stationed in the military after he gets out of basic. What they're going to try to do is delay him because he has to go to basic training. So they know, okay, that'll be 12 weeks, 13 weeks, something like that. But yeah, as you said, you can run, but you can't hide. And that's true. So.
And karma will catch up to you for sure.
It will. Uh-oh, I think I just unstarred somebody. Forgive me for doing that. Please, if you see one that I had starred, please bring it to my attention because I want to get everybody in there. Always a population growing and the money owing. Oh, like the island of Manhattan. Oh, so this is like kind of like some West Side Story. This is from this is what Rita Moreno was singing in West Side Story. So if you guys go back and watch that movie, The Jets and the Sharks, obviously Chris was a shark. So
I want to live in America. I want to live in America.
Everything's fine in America. All right.
Back next weekend.
I'm so sick and tired of racism. We're all part of the human race, and the sooner the losers realize it, the better off the world will be. That's right. It goes back many, many years, and it goes to not just this continent, but all the continent. That's how Africans made it to Cuba and made it to Puerto Rico and to Haiti and so forth. So, and to Colombia and other countries, Brazil. Brazil's right across from like Angola. So, okay, here is somebody named Sarah Schockenhar. Do we know her? The super mod? She said she did. She had a great run today with Mike. Fantastic show. The Young Jerks with Mike Crawford. If you want to say that right, Bia.
Crawford.
Mike Crawford. He had a fantastic show today. Well, maybe not fantastic for somebody. For two individuals, but yeah, it was pretty funny after people taking shots at him and he got to take a couple shots back. So Sarah says people of color have screamed about this forever. A lot of them live it every day. It's sickening. Exactly. Yeah, I'll never forget former chief of staff of the Air Force named Charles Q. Brown. They used to call him CQ Brown. He was an F-15 pilot by trade. And he said that it was really difficult for him. And this was in the wake of the George Floyd incident. He said it's very difficult for him to walk into a briefing room, which when you're a fighter pilot, you're briefing every single day, or at least every day you're going to fly. And he said he never could forget that he was black. He felt black. And a lot of people just don't get that. This is another guy that we got a super chat from one of our mods, Ruthie Robles, the metalhead. Let me see if we can get it again. Let's see if it'll do it. No. Maybe I have to put it down. Maybe this. Can we get this? There we go. All right, we got that for Ruthie.
That's something.
Yeah, Ruthie Robles says, thank you for covering this. In my opinion, if I think the look at the other officers in Canton may have the same worrisome, I think she's probably saying worrisome messages than Proctor. Puerto Rican and Cuban come in every color. P.A.S. Love you all. There you go, Ruthie. And we need to roll the off.
Yeah, and that's the other thing.
I like that. Mine don't do that.
Yeah, try and do it like hold it up in the middle and see if you hold it, if it'll do it. It can't just
think it'll do it.
No,
I think it is just, I think it's set up locally, but I don't want to we'll go back. We don't derail. Keep going. It's a great conversation.
But GJ, let me just add to that comment as well.
Please do. Yeah.
The other thing is that we know, based on the trial, that some of the recipients of these text messages were his fellow colleagues, not only his, best friends from kindergarten, the 7 of them in that group chat, but some of the recipients were people that were supposed to supervise him as well. So imagine what's yet to come, because we're only seeing a one-sided text messages. We don't know who these went to necessarily. They weren't all to good. So, and then, the fact that Sean Good, after being on administrative leave since last October, just went in before this lawsuit was filed and resigned. You also have Proctor, who's supposed to be getting deposed on Monday, who is now asking the court. There's an emergency Zoom meeting at 8:45 on Monday morning because he's trying to back out of his deposition, again, after all this lawsuit was just filed, saying he needs time to be prepped. So now they have to go in front of the judge, who still has not granted this. Even though
he hasn't heard it. Yeah, he hasn't read it yet. Yeah, or something.
Right. Well, he hasn't given his answer. He can still be told, yes, you're doing this deposition today because you've been ordered to do so. And he could be held in contempt if the judge doesn't grant the emergency motion that he filed. But imagine him thinking that, like, you've known about this. These lawsuits, and this is on, keep in mind, this situation about him being deposed isn't even on the brand new lawsuit. This is on the wrongful death lawsuit that was filed over a year ago while the trial 2 was still happening. So.
Yes. And I mean, now that these are all out, because we thought that was when he was trying to get his job back from the Civil Service Commission. And when he dropped his appeal, when they basically upheld the Massachusetts State Police decision to fire him. And again, this is not a courageous thing here. It was something they did to cover up the rest of what he was doing. We had not seen the comments. We heard what the comments are. Now we're seeing them, but we're going to dedicate this one to you three. Here we go. Okay, here we go.
I know.
Right, there we go.
I know.
That one was not from Disney film. That one was from movie clips and not Disney film, but
okay.
And, as Granny Debbie says right here, I hope it's not granted. Enough is enough. And this judge is over the delays. This judge has had enough with the stalling, people at the 11th hour wanting to change their depositions, not showing up for depositions. And enough is enough. Exactly, Granny Debbie.
There it goes. That one's for Ruthie. That for the super chat. Thank you. There we go. We had it. I know. Yeah, I think we don't know. So Damon Seligson, I heard him today. Because you guys think that I'm not tracking. I'm still tracking, man. I still think
I make sure he's tracking. I send him things all the time.
Oh, okay. She's gonna take credit. Okay, so there you go.
I'm just saying. I do stay on top of this.
Wait, here we go. Me, yeah.
Oh my God. Ladies, you're both pretty.
Tough man.
These two.
These are what my thoughts are. I'm gonna
Quick warning. I'm gonna give a quick warning. I just in case I disappear, there is a storm kind of heading in our direction. It's not too bad. I see cows kind of moving around, so we're all good.
Oh.
But in case I disappear, it is that. So back to you, DJ.
Riders on the storm. Do 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 do. We
It'll
need
be like in Twister. Cows. I see cows.
See, that's your
Another
sense of-
cow. Could be the same cow.
All
Hopefully
right,
not.
these are my thoughts about the Proctor stuff, and then I actually have another video I'm going to play for Akashi. How about that? Okay. But they just need to show sustained damages. This is the noted, not very important scribe named DJ. They just need to show she sustained damages due to malicious prosecution, and that the preponderance of the evidence suggests that he did manipulate evidence to support the outcome he wanted that protected his friends and resulted in Karen losing her house, car, 2 jobs, and all her income. I think they can meet that standard. And here I tagged Boston Bia in this one, and I said, I also don't know. I'm not an attorney. Boston Bia and I have discussed this. Proctor's musings could show a pattern of bias, the surface of which was only scratched in the Reed case text messages, but now appear part of his daily existence and obviously led to how he handled the Reed case. So,
Right. And also,
Yeah.
the Norfolk County DA's office had to issue notices to other defendants. So you're talking about the Miles King case, the De Los Santos case. This isn't just affecting the Karen Reed case. This pattern of behavior with him, and in one of them, which wasn't part of what we displayed, he also says how he planted drugs on somebody. I mean, the thing is that he's already self-admitted that he has planted evidence. And do we think that it's a far stretch to when it's suggested that he may have planted taillight? Come on.
Well, Bia, I mean, what do you think? Like, I just want to hit this angle here. And I realize that everybody that's on screen right now and all of our friends that are in the chat right now, and feel free to post in the chat what your thoughts are on this. How, if you were a Mass State Trooper, person of color, whether that be a brown Dominican, like Enrique, somebody who's clearly of sort of African Latino descent, or you were an African American trooper, how would you react to Mike Proctor if he were still in the cadre?
I would be appalled, because this is not somebody who I would feel comfortable having my back.
So what would you say? Like, how would you handle it? I know you'd be appalled. I mean, you're appalled now. So what would you do about it?
I mean, you'd have to, whatever information you had, I would assume I would take to internal affairs and hopefully have him investigated.
Good point.
And I mean, I think, go to a superior, but this is the kind of person that's supposed to have your back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as a fellow officer, can you trust this person to, have your back if somebody, has a gun drawn on you? Like, seriously? Because he's going to be defending himself. I don't think he cares about his fellow officers, especially if they're of color.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
In my humble opinion.
That would be interesting to see how he would have their back. Akashi Cris, like, how would you handle that as a trooper if he was still in the cadre and you became aware of these messages?
And I would obviously want to take action and raise it up the ranks, right? But here's the quandary: in a world where you have lost trust in leadership, and that there is no, there's nobody watching the hen house. It's like, it just feels like fear drives you to no action. Fear drives you to question what the right action is because you think that you're going to get retribution. It's a retribution. So it's like, I mean, the first thing I would want is to kind of raise it up, to make it different. This is wrong. What's wrong is wrong. It's, just morally reprehensible.
Yeah, I think I would think the same thing. I would want
But
to.
hopefully, yeah, it's like, how do you make sure that you're not impacted? Yeah, and I'm not like I'm chicken or something. That's not what I mean. It's just, but you have to be mindful of your environment. So.
I think this is something that and I think Rose is trying to get at Chief Daniels. So in this small town of Canton, that you've become aware of, Chris, when they had a select board meeting to vote on a new chief, they selected a gentleman from another town, very qualified, named Chief Daniels, and there was kind of a meathead that would have been the incumbent. His name was Charlie Ray, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, and so Dennis, if you're still in the chat, if you can respond to this, if Chief Daniels has made a comment. All I can say from my standpoint, because Dennis probably will know, or Peter Murphy will know, actually, if Chief Daniels has had a public reaction. In the absence of that information, I'll tell you broadly and generally that these are the kinds of things that Black Americans or I'd rather say African Americans, because again, when we say Black Americans, we're talking about color as opposed to their ethnicity, just like I'm Italian American, Jewish American, and you guys, obviously the audience knows your background. They've had to deal with very sticky situations. I'm sure that Chief Daniels is smart enough to know that he is not liked or trusted by probably a quorum of the Canton officers, some of which are not there anymore. And John Camo of Canton Chronicle actually listed off today a group of them that are not there. And he named them. So some of them were the younger Canton officers, not the older generation that we knew would retire. So I would think he's trying to win over those officers to both walk the line of holding them accountable at the same time while gaining their trust. And that is very, very difficult to do. So that's what I would guess. Let me see, current political administration. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, Mel,
there you have it.
We don't take political stances on the show, but I understand where you're coming from and why you would say something like that. But I just can't comment on it.
Right. I meant there you have it because Dennis replied. He said there's no corruption in Canton. That's what you get from Chief Daniels.
Okay. Chief Daniels. Okay. So yeah, I mean, again, I don't want to look at that. Isn't that cute, Bia?
Thank you.
Ruthie Robles. Can you roll your R's?
Ruthie Robles.
There you go. Here you go, Bia. All right.
We can't be doing this when Akashi comes back. That we're on screen doing this again.
I know. She's like, what's going on with you guys?
She's going to be like, oh, God, I'm just going to peace out for the night.
Yeah. But, yeah, I imagine, and Dennis may be able to weigh in on this again, Dennis. I assume that Chief is trying to win over those officers. He doesn't want to have... In other words, if you come in there and just start coming down on everybody, everyone's just going to go and look for a job elsewhere. This is not the military. They don't have to stay there, and they don't have to wait to get a set of orders to send them to another duty station. These guys and gals can go apply at any town that they want, whenever they want, in any state that they want. Right. So I don't think Chief Daniels can go in there and put the slam on everyone. And I want to be fair. Because Chief Daniels is an African American, but I want to be fair and I want to kind of look at this in a holistic way instead of just saying, hey, he should come down on all these officers, whip their ass, tell them you suck, you're a bunch of racist pigs, and then he's going to have nobody to patrol the streets of Canton. So, and he's ineffective. They could fire him. The select board could fire him just based on that. So it is a political position, and I think Chief Daniels needs to respect that. Let's see. Sarah's saying a lot of uncomfortable conversations are necessary to continue to move toward healing. I will never be able to fully understand having to worry about an officer not protecting me. Yes, I've said this before, and this is getting, because a lot of people just don't like to hear this. A lot of people who are like me don't like hearing this, but I will tell you, when I was at AFSOC, I was in a position as a civilian at AFSOC. I'll just say that. And I went to a symposium of Black Air Force members and listened to those stories where people in uniform who are serving, who are high ranking. And there were some officers sitting up front that were not quite comfortable with what they were hearing. And they were telling about how I've told Mike, if I get pulled over, how they get treated. I remember there was a woman, and she was a senior master sergeant. So that is one rank from the top of the enlisted force structure in the Air Force. And she said, if I go to my kid's PTA meeting in uniform, I get treated one way. If I'm out of uniform, I get treated a different way. There was a guy who teared up on stage because they ended up having a little round table, kind of like we're doing here. And then there was a Latina lady that popped up, and I can't remember what country she was from, but she was a Black Latina, an African Latina. And she spoke up, in a very thick accent, what about us? I have to deal with this whole issue as well from the Latina side. So it's very, very difficult. And I don't know what it feels like, but I can see how uncomfortable that would be if I were a dad and I had to tell my kid, if you get pulled over by a police officer, do not do anything that's going to, and I'm going to tell you guys, the YouTube is full of these videos, full of people getting tased, ripped out of cars, handcuffed, and then the police ends up in court trying to defend.
The First Amendment auditors too.
Fourth Amendment too. First Amendment, Fourth Amendment, and then there's one. I think search and seizure is in there. I think. That
I just mean the First Amendment auditors. There's a lot of YouTube shows. I know,
but what I'm telling you is not. It's not First Amendment. It's multiple amendments, because if the police goes and asks you, if they just pull you over and say, tell me your name, Chris, do you have to tell them?
I assume so, but maybe not. I might. This is a trick question.
Unless they have probable cause that you have, or reasonably believe that you've committed a crime, or about to, or were involved in, you don't have to answer their questions. You don't have to identify. They'll go out on the street with these auditors, and they'll say, "You can't film here," and they'll go, "Yes, I can," and they'll go, "No, you can't," and they'll say, "This is a public sidewalk right here. I can film here."
I've seen that.
And they'll say, "What's your name?" And they'll pull like a piece of paper out of their wallet and says like Mickey Mouse. They're saying, "This is all I have. I don't have to." And then they'll say, where are you coming from tonight? And so I don't answer your questions. I don't have to answer your questions. Well, what, did you have anything to drink? I'm not answering your questions, is what they say. So you don't have to answer their questions, because that's your Fifth Amendment right. And to search the car. I saw the other day, I watched a video of an Arkansas state trooper pull over this woman, this Arkansan woman with a pickup truck, and he put her in the back of his car. He said, "You better not have nothing on you." He didn't search her, right? Better not have it, because if I find something on you, it's going to be blah, blah, blah. He gets to the police station, the garage door closes, she gets out, body cam goes off. All of a sudden, "Oh, look what I found down near your feet." And it was drugs. So the IA investigator was interrogating him about how, and he says, "We did a test. We put a woman, you said that she took it from the back of her waistband and dropped it in the car." And he said, "Here, we handcuffed someone. Watch this video. Watch her try to do that. See, she can't do it." And without contorting her body, and she's like all like this. And all this woman was doing was sitting in the car and just doing this. So it's like, so where are you showing the? So it does happen, and these auditors are auditing multiple amendments: right to search and seizure, and to answer questions, to identify. So in other words, if you're on the sidewalk and with a sign that says whatever, and they'll have multiple signs. Some will say "F the police," some will say "Back the blue." You know what I mean? Do you like this sign? You don't like that sign? You know, and they'll say, "What's your name? Can I see your driver's license?" No, I'm not showing you. I'm not involved in a crime. I don't have to show you anything. I'm not saying I, DJ, would do that, but people do. That's what these auditors are doing. Is showing that I have the right to film here. You can't stop me from filming here. It's a public place. They can film inside a police station if they want, government building. So I'm telling you, Chris, there's a whole slew of videos I just became aware of on this. So anyway,
I've seen a lot out there, but it's like you become real defensive, right? It's like if somebody asks your name, and if you haven't done anything, and you've never been in trouble, and you've never faced that type of situation, and you feel that it's somebody of authority, you're gonna try. You don't know how you're gonna react. To me, it's like I would probably go the nice right and be like, "My name is blah 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 blah." I'd be like,
"Me too." That's what I've always done. I've done the exact same thing you've done. Every time I don't give them any issues, but people do. And it's because it's within their rights to do so. And that there are people like Proctor out there, like Tully, like these guys that will violate your rights. And so there's people that say, I'm a check you mup. So anyway.
Yeah, I would be like that one time at band camp. I would tell him everything. Back in the
sorry,
the laughter just reminds me of the sitcoms that always have the laughter, the laugh cam.
I know. They just added this not long ago. It's like 2 months ago. StreamYard added this, so I love it. I'm very
just
happy.
I can't stop laughing.
I know.
Anyway, Dorothy's here. I love that.
So, anyway, I wanted to get to. Let's see. You guys are saying my name like I'm entering the wrestling ring.
In ring number 1, we have Ruthie Robles. Do my own drum roll. I don't need drum roll. I can actually do my own drum roll.
Oh, there you go. And by the way, that is our newest mod, by the way, is Ruthie Robles.
He's a sweetie. Hi, Ruthie.
Yep. And then we're announcing a new mod tomorrow. You guys will all hear who it is. So yeah, got to win over the citizens before them. Oh, so Dennis is not in agreement. He's not willing to give grace on that. He says that Chief Daniels needs to win over the citizens before the police officers. And you know what? He's a resident of Canton. He's dealing with these idiots every day that think that they run the town, and therefore he has every right to say that. So there's that. Oh, look at that. Nice. You guys are so sweet to one another. So that is our newest mod, Ruthie Robles, lurking in the corner. All right, now we want to bring up. I want to bring up Akashi's topic, but before I do that, we have a song for Akashi Cris. Okay, here we go. She's like,
can't wait.
What the hell's going on, man? What are you trying to pull here, DJ?
Yeah. What you talking about, Willis?
What you talking about, Willis?
Talk about Willis. Where's this song? Are you gonna sing this song? Is there gonna be a dance?
I'm gonna share one of my favorite reaction guys. This gentleman, I think it's Jamil. So here we go. Let's get after it. Jamil, take it away, brother.
Oh my God.
Or Jamal, sorry.
Nope.
All right, come on, Akashi. I want to see it.
I'm not singing. Fight
no
the good
headband?
fight.
No head hanging? You know what
My head is split.
Ruthie's at home right now doing this.
I was thinking that this morning.
Are you digging this, Bia? Are you feeling it? Yeah?
We need like a lipstick airband night.
And rocker chick, yeah! Is that LeBron?
Have they ever
He does look
toured with Rush or
LeBron.
anything? I swear, man, I get that vibe, that Rush vibe, man. Is it like a Canadian thing?
All right,
You know what I mean?
thank you,
Not
Jamal. I love your
Oh my
channel.
God, Fappy.
There we go.
I love you.
Hey, J-Boogie. Good to see you.
Boogie! Oh, look
Where's
who else is here.
J-Boogie? J-Boogie.
Well, wait, first, before we can get Boogie in here. Before that, we want to say hello to Dr. Tim Mounce. And Dr. Tim, if you want a link to this thing, you or Boogie, you let me know. I will send Boogie, Dr. Tim Mounce of, man, I don't know what college he's administrator at, but it's in North Carolina. And J-Boogie from Las Vegas. So if anybody wants a link, let me know in the chat and I will send you the link. Actually, I could just post the link here, right? Yeah. Boogie!
All right, just put it on the chat. Yeah.
I'll just put it in the chat, Holmes.
Put it in the chat, man.
Yeah.
We need J-Boogie in the house.
You sound like Maria Conchita Alonso from Colors right
Put it
there.
in the chat, man. Put it in the chat.
Come on, Pac-Man.
Bring J-Boogie into the chat. J-Boogie, report to StreamYard now, por favor.
All right, so Boogie and Dr. Mounce, dangerous. But there's nothing here is dangerous. Dr. Mounce, there is the link right there. If you'd like to join us, you're more than welcome. And Chris, do you want to present your topic?
Sure. In my topic's a little bit random, but as I'm looking out, you guys, I see the craziest dark clouds over the horizon. B is for peligroso. Boogie. Boogie. Boogie nights.
Oh, sorry.
If you want to boogie.
Can't let you guys have all this fun without me.
Boogie nights.
Hey, Boogie.
Hey guys.
Boogie.
Oh, yeah.
Are you done dancing up there, buddy?
Yeah, let me just do one thing for Boogie while he's here, man.
Our imaginary song.
Thank you.
Welcome, Boogie. All right. Please continue, Akashi Cris. Random topic that may scare everybody.
No, it's not a scary topic. Yeah,
Okay.
no, and this will be fun. So this morning I was thinking about, what topic? What topic? There's so many things we can talk about. And the whole time nothing was coming to me, but all of a sudden a vision of the scene from The Matrix kept popping into my head over and over again. And it was the little kid telling Neo, there is no spoon. There is no spoon. And it was in reference to bending the spoon. So Neo was like, how do you bend the spoon? Well, the key to it is that there is no spoon. And I've been thinking about the brain's functions, and I've been thinking about the power of consciousness and kind of how it all kind of relates and kind of it all ties together. But that vision kept popping up, and then I started kind of looking at the symbology and exactly, where they were going with it. And it was definitely, it's a world of perception. In a world where you don't perceive, you don't react, you don't see things. Oh my God, Kelly Lewis. I see people, I am so ADD. I'm like really into something.
No.
Squirrel.
You're
Hey,
kidding
Kelly
me.
Lewis.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Anyway, so it's like, I started wondering how much of our brain is that overprotective parent. that overprotective parent or somebody in your family that wants to keep you safe, right? And want to keep you safe, and they want to keep you in a bubble. It's like boy in a bubble, like John Travolta in the 70s. Just boy in a bubble. You live in a bubble, right? I really believe our minds are that overprotective parent. It's reacting to everything, and it's got a shell, and it is keeping us from seeing things. And maybe the spoon isn't a spoon. And maybe that's why some people are able to, bend spoons, etc. So, I guess my question is, how much do you think that we're limited? And this kind of overlaps with the UFO topic. How much are we just not being able to see because I believe maybe it's our own system that's protecting us from ourselves. And maybe not so much that we can't see it out there. It's because our own mind just can't handle it. So how bad will disclosure be?
Am I going to get yelled at for asking a question about this question?
Why would you get yelled at? We are so nice.
Okay, there you go. I guess that answers that question with a question. What do you think our minds are trying to protect us from?
Probably something we just can't put together. Something that unravels it's like the law of survival. They're universal laws. And the brain is there to protect you and to keep you safe, to make sure that you survive. At the end of the day, it's about survival. I think there's a level of shock. Like actually starting to ask, I've been researching. It's funny. One of the topics that I'm doing is the brain, right? And one of the things that I started researching today is what happens in the brain if you introduce a topic like UFOs. And one of the things that it started telling me is like, oh, that trust, once trust is torn, the fear factor comes in, the amygdala kicks in. The amygdala is there to like handle fear and to figure out what's, and everybody kicks into the play, right? You got the cortex breaking in and saying, this is not something, we got some issue here, a disconnect between what we believed and what seems to be true. I was presenting, what if disclosure happened today? What happens in your head? Because I think in a lot of people, we need to understand our own brains enough to know how to handle these things and how much it could be that bouncer in our heads that keeps saying, I need to keep these people out because I need to keep you safe. So I don't even know if that's a question,
No, is the question built around that, around disclosure? Is that what you think our brain is trying to protect
using
us from?
an example. I think that fits every topic. Okay. Ghosts, afterlife, reincarnation. There's things that your brain is like trying to keep you from yourself, from breaking yourself. But I'm just trying to bring up a topic because I think it's really cool to understand if our brains are guiding everything we see and rewriting the narrative for us, we need to understand how our own brains function.
Yeah, I think there's an example. I think Bia is afraid that her workout isn't as good as mine. So I think her brain is trying to... Tough crowd. Okay.
Tough crowd.
Yeah, there we go.
Serious subject. If your brain is rewriting the story.
I didn't actually hear that. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Boogie got
it lagged for a second. I would have laughed because I always laugh. Talk about bending spoons, man. I might be bending spoons here. I saw a guy paid a wizard $500 to become invisible. And he robbed a bank, or tried to. Obviously, it didn't work. Of course. But I was like, I'm going to be a wizard.
Yeah, man. I just saw today where a guy robbed a bank who was in a police academy, and he was short on cash. So he and his girlfriend she was a teller. He robbed the bank of where she was a teller. So I'm like, okay, that seems like a great move. Okay, cool.
Dum, dum, dum.
Dum, dum, dum. All right, so
this guy paid a wizard $500 to be invisible. Didn't work.
Hey, man, here you go. Give me that cloak of invisibility so I can rob Wells Fargo.
I'll charge you $500 to make you invisible.
I just want to say to the audience, I saw you guys have some really good question. So after J-Boogie gets in there, I'm going to bring up your thoughts on this topic. Look here, the host of All Things Unexplained, Party People. Put your hands together for Dr. Tim Mounce.
You know,
Doctor,
do what you can.
Yeah.
That was actually one of my favorite promos at a minor league baseball game. This was way before the bananas, right? So you actually got in free to the game if you brought proof of unemployment. I thought that was great. Great idea.
I'm not even going to touch that one, Tim. Thank you for dropping that stink bomb in there. Boogie, we're going into kind of like our brains trying to protect us from something. What do you think? Is that fair, Chris, to frame it up like that? What do you think our brains are trying to protect us from? Is it disclosure of the unexplained? What are your thoughts on that, Boogie? And then we'll go to Dr. Mounce.
Well, I don't know if our brains are trying to protect us. I mean, you're more than it. You're going to do rational thinking. And then, of course, if there's something that's, is scary, I guess your brain might do something to protect you. But it's fight or flight, basically, right? That's what your brain does to protect you. But yeah, that's all I got on that.
I totally understand what Chris is saying, but I'm going to wait my turn. So, Dr. Mounce, what do you think? Are our brains trying to protect us from something? Is it disclosure? You and your co-hosts, Smitty and CJ, talk about this a lot. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, honestly, our brains might be protecting us from the truth because the truth is so vast and beyond human comprehension that it just wouldn't be safe for us to have any firm grasp on it or to even attempt. I'm thinking back, in biblical terms, the Tower of Babel, right? Like what happened after they gained so much knowledge, right? They had to come crashing back down to earth. But maybe that was for their own protection.
Yeah, it could be because your brain, sometimes your brain can only handle a certain amount of ontology. So yeah. Is it, I guess it's my turn now. So, and then we'll go to Boston Bia, and then we'll get you guys, because you guys put some great things in the chat. Let me know, please, Bia, Chris, if we need to star some of these so we can get them in there, because I don't want to ignore the chat. Chris, I think that's true. It seems to me, it appears to be true. And I'm going to bring up something. Belief is very, very powerful. And I'm going to bring up something I heard today that is probably going to resonate with Dr. Mounce, who you may have noticed. It's difficult to notice that he has a Southern accent, but he's from Northern Mississippi. And the topic is Sheriff Buford Pusser. And there were multiple movies made about him with 3 different actors. Joe Don Baker, I can't remember, Bo Swenson, maybe, was the second one. And then obviously The Rock portrayed Walking Tall. And we're talking about Adamsville, is that it? In Tennessee, McNairy County in Tennessee, Tim. And recently, it was the 50-year anniversary of the death of Sheriff Buford Pusser's wife, Pauline Pusser, whom he said basically that the Dixie Mafia shot him up in his car. And there are a couple of investigators who are also Southerners, and it's going to surprise you. Both of them were sheriff deputies as well. One of them from North Carolina. There was another one, I think he was from Mississippi, from Tim State. And then the TBI, they presented a lot of information to the TBI, and the TBI came out and literally did a press conference that said they exhumed the body after 50 years of Pauline Pusser to find out that, in fact, what Buford Pusser testified to was not true. And that it is likely that he killed her, primarily because the way that he said the shooting happened inside the vehicle, there was blood splattered around the outside of the vehicle. In fact, near the front of the vehicle. So how the hell did that happen, right? So there's a number of different things. I couldn't do a deep dive. There's a show called Gone South on podcast that you can review, and actually a show called Criminal on podcast that's very, very popular called Criminal. And Phoebe Judge just did this yesterday. So Gone South did it like a year or so ago, and he's done multiple episodes on the Buford Pusser case. So I say all this to tell you the TBI came out and basically said that Sheriff Pusser is likely the one who orchestrated the murder of his wife, Pauline Pusser, and they lay out why. So they brought this to the town, and what do you think the town said, everybody? Somebody tell me. The ones that have a Buford Pusser festival each year and have a museum, what do you think their take was?
Oaks, denial, what?
That's right.
Not
Didn't
guilty.
happen?
Yes.
Oh, and that would never happen.
Bullshit.
Mhm.
Right. So
He could never do it.
So the reason, and I gave you all this background about this case to say to you is that belief is very, very powerful. Bia has heard this ad nauseum. She probably wants to put the Heisman hand up to the screen right now. People will believe what they want to believe. They don't give a shit what the facts are. I don't care whether it's politics. Politics is the biggie. You can show them anything you want to show them. I don't care. My belief is this, and you're not changing my mind. And then and then you can do that one too, Bia. Arms.
DJ, can I
Yes,
chime in
sir.
on that real quick?
Please.
Very interesting study on that. It's so fascinating that they've shown that people, who are in a particular worldview, they can be presented with literal facts that worldview is incorrect. And they will, interestingly, believe it even stronger.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. They'll make an excuse and they'll come up with something and all that. So I have to go upstairs real quick. Boston Bia, take it away.
Yeah. I just had an example of that. Like when you've been shown a picture of somebody or a video of somebody sleeping, and then you turn around and say, no, they weren't sleeping. Okay. All right. If you say so.
I wonder what you're talking about. But anyway, yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So I was going to say, I think our brains do try to protect us. I think it has various, and I think it depends on like if it's a trauma response, like I think there's variations of trauma that our brains protect us. And, you see people go through major trauma that they don't even remember it. And it's years, down the line that they are able to process that information. Also too, when it comes to feedback, I'm taking a course that talks about, all different types of feedback. And it's kind of interesting how somebody can give us feedback and we instantly either accept it or reject it. So kind of like on this topic that how our brains function, that sometimes somebody can give us a constructive criticism and we may not be willing to accept it because, and again, kind of goes to what everybody's talking about on the panel, that we just, it's not always, we want to believe what we want to believe, even if you're seeing the facts right in front of you.
It's, Go ahead, J-Boogie, or...
Oh, I was just gonna say, I was just talking about this on A Spaces, and I think it was two different ones actually, where people wonder why other like creators have lots of followers, and they're given one version of events, and then doesn't matter what you present to the contrary, they will just ride it out. They'll believe what they're gonna believe, and it almost doesn't matter what you put in front of them. They're locked into that particular tunnel thought, and that's the only way they're going. They're not changing their minds, and that's just the way it is. It's just the way the way people are. You can fool more people, than, you can get a whole group of people to believe one thing easier than you can to get individuals to believe one thing. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's so true. And even kind of not that everything, not all roads lead back to Karen Reed, but just in the whole Karen Reed community, how we've seen through the 2 trials,
Right.
the facts of the case, and you still have people to this day still saying she did this. And it's
Adamant.
like, how? How? The FBI investigated the investigation. The FBI handed you 3,074 pages of exculpatory information to help the defense with their state case because the feds can't go after a murder case.
Yeah.
And you still have people that are like, nope, she did it. And it's like, how?
Yeah.
You sat
they
through
just
2
don't
trials?
see it. Yeah.
That's what
they just don't
makes
see it. What's in front of them?
trial by the jury of your peers particularly frightening too, right? Because those are the same people that end up on a jury.
Right.
I guess that's why I brought up the subject, because I think that one of the things, and maybe that is scary within itself, right? It's like that the idea, I start to think, what if I'm wearing these goggles? What if I'm wearing these goggles, just like that movie They Live, right? What if I'm wearing these goggles that are telling me things are different than what they really are, because my brain would break? You know, if one thing unravels and the brain gets retrained, right? And the more fear you see, you know, more scary things you see. And we talk about these videos, right, that everybody stops to see. I put something wholesome and educational. Nobody reads it, right? But my God, you put some violent thing and it's like, we're the rubberneckers. We have to stop and look at the blood and the gore on the side of the street. And garbage in, garbage out, right? We're IT people, garbage in, garbage out. If you're feeding garbage to your brain, the brain's like, oh, more fear. I must put more protections. And all of a sudden you're wearing these thick goggles of lies. And it scares the crap out of me.
Akashi.
So, thank you so much for dropping by, Foppy. Yes, Dr. Mounce.
You and call me Tim, please. You brought up one of my favorite movies.
Hello, sir.
Thank you. Nice to meet y'all. Way ahead of his time. They Live. I got a little clip you might like here, Akashi. Let me push this button.
Please.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
From the man, Rowdy Roddy himself. Rest in peace.
Nice.
Rowdy.
Hey,
she brought it up. Don't blame me, DJ.
Hey,
She brought up They Live. I'm like, snap, I don't get to use that clip often enough. This is my chance. Hit that button.
Wasn't it Lou Gossett Jr. in Officer and a Gentleman? He said, only thing from Texas is stairs and queers, and you ain't got no horns.
Look, and I got to correct somebody. I think somebody in the chat said that's a Duke Nukem saying stolen from Rowdy Roddy Piper. I'm just
there you go.
To tell you.
That host of All Things Unexplained, Dr. Tim Mounce. Seated next to him is the absolute best on Spaces, J-Boogie Fever, and his co-host Amy. I'm going to tell you what, Amy Feist Lynch, Dr. Mounce, when you hear Amy's recounting of her experience in her bedroom, where her brother was in the bed next to her, and her aunt came in, of the Hat Man, it is scary, man. Scary. It's one of the best and most frightening paranormal anecdotes I've heard. You got to have her on All Things Unexplained. Right above J-Boogie Fever is, of course, the longtime cabbie who has come back to grace us with her love, her presence, and her artwork. She's the host of Mind Forked on YouTube. Seated to her right, her Cuban sister from another mister, none other than the true crime siren, Boston Bia. All right.
You're right on.
These guys are like, what am I doing here? Why did I sign up for this? Okay. So my topic, David Grusch, and also Dr. Mounce and J-Boogie Fever are also going to be able to present something. So let me go to profile, and as Bia would say, bookmarks, and we'll get right. Wasn't that good, Bia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can try to be Boston, but you'll never be Boston.
I know. I could try to be cool like you, but it's just not going to happen. All right. Here we go.
I could go for some Mike's pastry. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, Mike's is the best. I'm so glad you didn't say modern. Oh my God, it's an insult.
Mike's all
Yes,
day.
Mike's all day. Yes.
All right. Let's see if we can hear this, team.
High concern to us that their autopsy and investigation be done from a third party outside intelligence agency.
I mean, there's coworkers and friends of mine that worked on that program for years. They were not hazed. They were not tricked. They literally worked on the material and the specimens and all that. And that was kind of common knowledge. People mysteriously vanished from the program, never to be seen again.
Wasn't that good? Didn't that need like an evil laugh right there, Dr. Mounce? Yeah.
You nailed it.
Sorry. So
Oh, wait, does that make us the minions?
yeah. It is. No, you guys are in that control room. There's Dr. Evil, there's number 2, there's Scott, almost
Moose boss number 2.
Yeah. Yeah, Tom. What was that guy's name that was Roseanne's? Tom Arnold. Right. Okay.
Wait, not
anyway.
the fake one. Her fake husband was way better than Tom Arnold.
Oh, really?
Yeah, John Goodman.
Oh, I forgot about that. I know he's a really good actor, wasn't he? Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
So Tim loves him some conspiracy theories. So Ruthie, I feel, and Sati, Akashi's co-host, I think you're really gonna like Tim. He loves some conspiracy theories, homie. So with David Grusch coming out, he's gonna let me see the other tweet I had from that. Okay, so we're gonna share this one as well, and then we'll get reaction. We want to give you guys something good to chew on there. These ribs don't just fall off the bone. That's all I can tell you.
Love me something good to chew on.
I love me some ribs. Probably. I mean, geez.
Potatoes.
Yeah,
Thought it was Deliverance at first. There.
Hey,
Some
boy.
pretty teeth, boy.
You got some pretty mouth.
You got a pretty mouth, boy.
Here is the Aussie, who I guess has some British lineage, Ross Cotat, using the voice of Sean Bean. And he says, ironic to read the Washington Post today reporting that charged CIA officer David Grusch allegedly misused a SAP, a special access program, to defraud U.S. taxpayers, hiding the millions of dollars he allegedly stole behind a fraudulent government contract. This is exactly what David Grusch alleges and has been happening with the legacy UAP programs concealed from Congress. Grusch is said to have read in or initiated 2 colleagues in the highly secretive sham programs, effectively cultivating them as perhaps unwitting accomplices and preventing them from talking to others about it. He persuaded one of them to transfer millions of dollars. Can somebody go like that on screen? To the program via a government contract that was also fraudulent. It is the perfect scam because even intelligence personnel with the highest security clearance cannot access an individual SAP without specific authorization, i.e. a need to know. Grusch worked in the CIA's Directorate of Science and Technology. We've been hearing about that for years, right, Tim? The same office where Office of Global Access has allegedly been playing a key role in the retrieval of NHI tech. NHI, for those of you in the audience uninitiated, is non-human intelligence. His alleged fraud shows just how OGA may well have diverted public funds illegally from other contracts to fund covert operations without public accountability to Congress. Adios mio, right, Mia? Hello? Anyone?
Sí, señor. Yeah. No,
Okay.
sorry. I was replying.
All right.
You got me multitasking.
Dr. Mounce, did you see something decidedly different in that that video from the audio of Dave Grusch and then what I just read?
Well, was this the guy that took the gold bars, by the way?
Yeah, I think he was in that AI video that they made. I saw an AI video like that today. Is that what that was about? Was that like a sort of a satirization of this event?
Well, I
don't
think
know.
he literally had millions of dollars of gold bars in his possession that he took from the government, if I'm not mistaken. Which, interestingly, like this, I don't know why. Maybe I'm crazy, but that case doesn't rub me the wrong way. It's almost like the DB Cooper case. I don't know why it plays like that, but it kind of does. It's kind of like what's his face, Rob from the Rich, and get a little back for yourself there. That's what it feels like. Now I don't know. So for that reason, I'm having a hard time connecting it with Grusch, but it's going to be interesting what Grusch decides to say on the steps. I don't have high hopes for that. I've been talking about this a little bit. There's going to be a movie producer there, and I just, the aliens.gov was such a debacle, DJ. That was really, really bad, and I feel like for me, it just kind of put my expectations back to negative.
That's fair. I mean, it's fair, but you're coming at it from a position of somebody who knows a lot. And is expecting to have it validated or see more. And then there's some people that don't know very much. So but I totally understand where you're coming from. Bia, did you have any thoughts about, do you want to see the Dave Grusch, that audio clip again? Would you like to see that? Or do you want to just react? Yes?
No, I mean, no, I don't have to see it again.
Okay. Because I want to see it
Go ahead.
again.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, play it.
Yeah,
go
let
ahead.
me play it one more time, just because I think it kind of sets the table quite well.
You just got to tell me 2 times, right?
No, it's just no, it just I just think it's very interesting. And Jeremy,
you have to make the effect.
Yeah.
Go for it. Are you going to share screens?
Oh my God, I thought I was. Sorry.
Oh,
do we need to do a drum roll?
There's time. Thank you, Chris. I totally thought I was sharing, and I blew it. Okay, there we go. Tough crowd. Here we go. All right. Boogie loves it, man. He loves my self-deprecation.
Shown that their autopsy and investigation be done from a third party outside intelligence agency.
I mean, there's coworkers and friends of mine that worked on that program for years. They were not hazed. They were not tricked. They literally worked on the material and the specimens and all that. And that was kind of common knowledge. People mysteriously vanished from the program, never to be seen again.
High concern.
All right. I guess the first thing we should do is try to identify what font they were using. Tim, I don't think it was Comic Sans. I think it's called Watergate, that font.
Available now for 99 cents.
Thank you. It's an add-on. All right, go ahead. Boston Bia, would you like to react to that or what you want to hear from Dave Grusch on Tuesday? His comments there, or what is your thoughts?
I mean, I almost feel like, because this feels a little bit staged, that I think it's going to, whatever it is that he puts out there is not going to be like mind-blowing, I guess. Like, I feel like he's just going to softball whatever questions or whatever statement he puts out there is going to be very surface level. I mean, he's stating about people vanishing. I mean, again, this is consistent information that we've been thrown at us throughout, right? So again, not surprising, but because you don't want to think of the government as this institution that's going around, I don't know, doing bad things, but
but apparently it is.
Disappearing people.
Yeah. Akashi Cris, do you have thoughts on the video? And I'll give you a secondary question after this.
Yeah, actually, I have a little bit of a different spin on this, because again, we're all quantumly entangled, and you and my husband seeming to be sharing a brain right now. But it's funny because earlier today, he was talking to me about the Wall Street Journal article about RFK Jr.'s son's wife that quit her position because she was reporting the special access programs. There was a lot of money being funneled without congressional oversight. So she actually quit out of this. My perspective on this is that I think that the house of cards is starting to unravel. Like, because we keep finding out more and more lies that have been told. And it's just like little by little, I'm hoping to see a lot more than we did before from Grusch. I mean, he had gone there when other people were not going there. So I would think he's probably going to get more into it. It's a lot more open subject, so, but I really think that stuff is, other people are starting to get involved. This was a Kennedy, Amaryllis Fox Kennedy. So she quit her position because of this type of stuff. And it's an interesting one because I was actually an appointed from Trump's side. So she was very much pro-Trump. So anyway, we'll see where this goes. But we're finding out things little by little. And I'm just hoping to see that from Grusch, some difference in how, a little bit going deeper.
That makes me think of that song, Be a Step by Step. Ooh, baby.
Ooh, baby. You see, I think baby steps.
You, girl. All right.
I think baby steps.
Akashi, I'm going to encourage everybody in the audience, go back and listen to the 2023 original Ross Coulthard video with David Grusch. So everybody that's watching right now, and we're going to get to your questions because you've got some great stuff in the chat here. I encourage everybody to go watch that. It is an absolute must. It blew my mind, just not because we hadn't heard these rumors. Myself, Akashi, and Tim had heard these rumors, but he confirmed them from a source that is very highly cleared. He briefed at the White House during the first Trump administration. So he's very highly cleared individual, multiple polygraphs. And I know his background now even better than I did before I came out here to Colorado. Okay, Chris, what do you want him to reveal on what do you want Dave to reveal on Tuesday? And then we're going to go to Boogie and Tim.
I mean, I'm hoping that he reveals names of people that are going to come up and, or things that he saw himself. Just come out and say it. Things that went, the last time it was like, oh, I got to take that to Skiff, or we got to do this, I want to actually see some of that because we saw a lot of transcripts and stuff, but it's like, I want to hear it from him in front of everybody else and see what, how they react to him.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
No, that's fair. That would be very.
That's all I got to say about that.
That's all I got to say about that.
Got to say about that.
All right. Well, you got boiled shrimp, fried shrimp, and that shrimp cocktail.
Yeah.
All right, Boogie. Shrimp. I love that diatribe in Forrest Gump about his friend.
Shrimp tetrazzini. Shrimp kebabs.
Shrimp gumbo.
Shrimp gumbo.
Shrimp kebab. Shrimp scampi. We can go on all night, folks.
Shrimp salad.
Shrimp kebabs, shrimp scampi, shrimp sandwiches, shrimp salad.
I can't, man. You guys are way too much fun. I can't believe I'm having this much. See, this is what it's about, people. I'm going to tell you. This is not about thinking you're going to become rich and famous on YouTube, because there's a very, very select few. I don't know what the percentages are. It's about making friends and being able to interact with people. I got to go to Tim's house and have some food there when I was in North Carolina, and he is as much a welcoming gentleman. What is that, Tim? Is that the temperature? What is that?
No, I said that's what we had a little bit of.
That's right.
Smoky Mountain Squatch Shine. Check them out. That's my friends at Smoky Mountain Squatch Shine. Don't drink it too close to the fire pit, I promise.
Yeah, and I got to hang out at Tim's fire pit in the back, and he's just a gentleman. That's what really this is about, is getting to meet you guys and make friends. It's not about getting rich and ripping on people and acting like an idiot. This is what it's all about. Sure. Dr. Mounce, what is your reaction to what you just heard? And then we'll get to our friends in the chat.
Well, you skipped over Boogie. Wait, sorry. Poor Boogie was about to. Yeah.
Step by step. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yes,
baby.
Boogie.
Okay.
Tell us your thoughts.
Yeah.
I'm his assistant, so I keep him in check.
Yeah, that's right. So said a not famous content creator. Go ahead.
Oh, you wanted my on the David Grusch thing?
Yeah, the David Grusch,
Yes.
the video and his speech.
Oh, I think just drop it already. You know, like what you got, just drop it, man. I'm tired of all the BSing around and next week we're gonna come out and and then it's just a little bit of nugs, and shit. Just drop what you got. Let's see it. Put your cards on the table and stop talking. I'm tired of all that talking. Let's see what the government's hiding. But like I said before, I don't think you're getting you're going to get, the real good stuff. Unfortunately, I just don't. It's too much. I think that it could be too much for the people to handle, man, because there is, I've heard some pretty crazy, things that could be not disclosed. You know what I mean? And I just don't think you're going to get the goods. It's shocking, I think almost too shocking for the people. So you'll get a few good video or a few grainy videos, maybe once in a while, a good close-up one, but and then of course you're going to have the debunkers come out there, try to, debunk it all. And so it just kind of muddies the waters, but I don't know. It's hard for me to trust what comes out of, the government. I want to see the real good stuff, and they got it.
And you love conspiracy theories. I forgot to tell you that. So Tim, another kindred spirit there to your left. He loves some.
I ain't going squatching though, man. I ain't going in them woods, man.
No, hey man, it's scary.
Woods, man.
Tim, have you thought about going out to like Uwari or going up to there? I think up there where Nathan's at in I'm trying to remember the name of his town now. Have you thought about
I go out to
there?
Uwari a fair amount. I was actually out there just recently and it was quite disappointed because I stopped at the Uwari General Store and it has new owners. And I'm like, didn't there used to be some Bigfoot stuff up in here? And they got rid of all the Bigfoot stuff.
Oh, they took the Bigfoot stuff out?
Yeah, and I'm like, oh man, what happened to it? I think I don't know. I guess the old owner took it, but yeah, they got rid of all the Bigfoot stuff. And I was very disappointed, but yeah, I love the Uwari. And the last time back on my way through the Uwari, I stopped at a new town. I don't know if you've been out there or not. I can't remember the name of it, but I've been like, I'm going to turn down there to historic, whatever that town was. And it had all these like a little boardwalk running through it and all these little shops and a restaurant and a little pub. And what's that? Anyway, yeah, I like the Uwari. And I always take some Zag nuts because, Zag nut is the snack of choice for Bigfoot in the Uwari.
There you go. You got to know what they want to eat, man.
They're not easy to find either. Let me tell you.
We're gifting them Zag nuts. I mean,
They're
can you blame them?
Snack.
They're pretty darn good.
You get them on Amazon, but I dare you to find one in a store somewhere.
Oh my God!
Exactly.
Zag nuts commercial.
It really
exactly.
is. It is a sense of pride of Bigfoot researchers compared to UFO researchers, is because there is, you do have to put yourself out in the woods at night with animals, and believe it or not, there are guys out there that literally go out there and do it alone. We've heard.
How do you do that? Like I won't even do it with 10 people. All armed to the teeth.
Yeah,
I would be. My luck. I would be that guy. You know what I mean? That just like where's Boogie? Anybody seen Boogie?
He wants to take a whiz.
That's it. You don't hear no more of me. Probably a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, there is.
I don't know. He just went out to go take a leak.
No, all kidding aside, there is strength in numbers. Like our friend he's been on the show with BNI a number of times. Jim Myers from Sasquatch Outpost in Bailey, Colorado. He does take groups out in 10. I don't know what their limit is because the way he does it, they put up the tents. They do they cook the food. Literally, you show up with your backpack and your stuff, and they cover all the meals. Set the toilets up, the portable toilets and everything. So that is fairly safe. The guys and gals that I've talked to, and we've had Sibylla Irwin, who does sketching encounters. Basically, she does forensic sketches of your Bigfoot encounter so that you can say, yes, that's what it looked like. Sibylla's been, I don't know if she's been on with you, Tim. She's been on with us a few times, and she's co-hosted probably at least 3 times. And she's gone out alone, usually in her camper. But Sibylla she literally has nerves of steel. I mean, she really does. She's from South Texas.
You ever see that Dee's Dark Adventures YouTube channel?
No.
She goes out by herself, and she's capturing stuff. There's one where something is like maybe a football field distance away in the dark, big, massive thing, and she's by herself out there talking to this thing like, it's crazy. There's no way. I'm a city slicker, so I'm not a woodsy guy.
He's like, I'm a baseball umpire. Come on, man.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
we're gonna get
balls of strife.
We're gonna get some. So Jules had something here that I thought was well, we got a couple things here. We'll get this one from Tim when he gets back, because now he's actually on the panel. Did Neo take the red pill or the blue pill? If you know the answer to Tim's question, let me know. And Tim is back. Red pill or blue pill, Tim?
I mean, I know. Are you asking me which one?
Yeah, if anybody knows, because I don't know. I don't.
It was the red pill.
Question.
Right?
Oh, there you go.
It was the red pill, because the red pill is the awakening, right? If you took the blue pill, you wanted to make sure that the slop looked like steak. Back to my brain fears.
You didn't want to know it's people. It's really people.
You stay in one.
Silent Green is people.
This is, I mean, there's a lot of rumor out there that I think is fairly well founded that certain spaces are being monitored, and so yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that was true. Let me go to this one. Ruthie. Oh no, this is from Jules, and Jules, basically this is an answer to Chris's question. Our brain interprets the data of consciousness and makes our world from that. Oh, that is brilliantly said, Jules. And yeah, I mean, yeah, let's give it up for the head mod of Cab right there, Jules. Get rid of this. And this one is, if someone could roll the R's here.
Ruthie.
What's your take about the dude wearing a mask on the news? Real or fake? In my opinion, the man is playing with us. They used to play, they play with their food, us. They don't care to hide. I don't know who she's talking about with the mask.
So I saw that.
You did?
It was like a general or something.
I sympathize with the guy because I'm getting older. I'm getting a little bit, what do they call that? Like a droopy
neck or something.
Droopy neck. Like,
yeah.
I sympathize with the guy. Yeah, he looked like he
it's
had
like it was that was okay. I looked at that and I looked at it again and I looked at so many different angles of it, and it's like it was flippity floppity, like, and then the rest of the skin was all stretched out, which could be total Botox. He could have had a glow up.
We're being trolled. We're being trolled.
Yeah.
Tim, would you like to take this one?
Their conundrum.
Conundrum question. Does anyone believe that the people that they are hushing, they don't want people to say we don't know? They need people to say that we do. Thoughts? I'll answer this one too, but let's let Dr. Mounce go first.
Well, thanks. I've been talking about this quite a bit on my channel, which is at All Things Unexplained on YouTube if you want to check it out. And
it is. It'll be in the show notes.
I appreciate you. And by the way, we're streaming there live right now too. So we're
Oh, good.
streaming.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
But I've been talking about this quite a bit on my channel, the missing scientists and officials. And we had some really sad news here last week, May 28th. One of the missing Los Alamos employees, she went missing from her home in New Mexico summer last year. And unfortunately, May 28th, she was found by a hiker in a New Mexico national forest, handgun beside the body, apparently a bullet wound to the head. Interestingly, she was found in a place that had already been searched. And not only that, had extensive work being done by workers working on the national park there. it was about 8,000 feet in elevation. Her name was Melissa Cassius, and rest in peace. But she just, like so many of these others, like General Neil McCaslin, also Albuquerque, New Mexico, he just seemingly walks away from home, leaves the vehicles behind. They both also left their cell phones behind. Melissa had actually reset her cell phones. She had two, one for work, one for private. She had reset them both to their factory settings. She seemingly left on foot as well. She actually took a toothbrush with her, which a lot of people think that's a very interesting piece of information. Monica Riza, she went missing last summer from California, the Angeles National Forest in California, on a hike with two others, and she never came back. And they still have not found her. That Michael David Hicks, NASA JPL scientist, also California, very near where Monica Riza was. He was, interestingly, get this, y'all, he was studying a very anomalous asteroid, an asteroid with literal repercussions for planetary defense. They compared it to what they believe caused the Tunguska event. If you're familiar with that, that was around the 1918, early 1900s, wiped out a vast swath of forest in the Tunguska area of Russia, Siberia. Big, huge explosion back then. But that asteroid he was studying, it's spinning faster than any other known object that we know of in the universe. It's also accelerating, and not by gravity. That some scientists think it's accelerating by gas expulsions or water expulsions, but they have no proof of that. Anyway, so my point is, I didn't know what to make of all this at first, but after looking into it so much, there are so many similarities, and I'm always trying to be very ultra respectful when I speak of these things, because these are real people, real cases with real family and friends and loved ones that are involved. And so to me, that takes these sorts of things to a whole other level. But there's so many things, I don't think there can be any harm in looking into all the options for what could be going on here. And it just feels like something. Yes, that's what it feels like to me.
Agree 100% with what you've said there, and that where there's smoke, there's fire, and it okay. So I'll kind of couch this like the New Jersey UFO flap. Some of these may be related, and there may be some sort of agenda, and some of them may be happenstance, but it can't just be all coincidental. I don't think that it is. I think there's something going on. Also want to say about Conundrum, your question from earlier about that Dr. Tim answered. I think I unstart it right here. I think this is it. Life is complicated, and we want to make things black and white. It's either good or it's bad. Government's good, government's bad, this, that. And what you find out is that there's a continuum here. There's a line, and that they are both good. And then there's some things they do are not so good. Do they know? They don't. If your job was to explain, it's just like Dr. Tim is sitting there. If I said, okay, I'm going to turn on that microphone, and now you're going to be on every major news network and every cable news network, and I want you to tell them what the phenomenon is, even if he were at the cabinet level and had and I don't think that's the highest level of knowledge on this topic, obviously, for reasons of plausible deniability, right? You don't tell them everything, because then they're not responsible to tell the American people everything, right? So they're kept from knowing certain things. So if Tim's responsibility was to tell everyone what the nature of these phenomena are and what they want and where they come from and whether they intend to harm us or whether we have a defense against them and all these sorts of things, now his job's become more complicated. Our job now is to just comment on it and say whatever we feel like. That's easy. We could do that. I could just talk. You guys see me every week, just running my mouth. I don't have to answer for what the nature of these phenomena are, where they're from, what their intentions are, what their capabilities are. If I was, that would change my calculus as to what I say and what I don't say. So it's not as simple. I want to welcome to the stage another one of our crew here. She's a moderator, and whatever she says, we want to get her in here. And so, party people, please put your hands together for Sarah Shock and Horror.
Hello.
Oh, we had no idea we were going to have so much fun tonight. What do you got for us, my friend?
I just wanted to say hello. I'm interrupting to say hello, and that it's been a great show so far. So I don't really have anything particularly exciting to say other than it's been nice listening, and thank you for letting me do a brief show intermission to come say hi to everybody.
Absolutely. You're always welcome. Can I ask you, do you find any of this about the UFO disclosure, what we've been discussing? How do you metabolize this? Is this jarring? How do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's concerning. I, like anything else, find it interesting that more seems to finally be getting talked about. I don't want to say disclosed yet, but when I want to go full on conspiracy theory, I always think about the timing of things. So, like, why does the government want to acknowledge certain things right now? Kind of, you know what I mean? That's where my thought process goes.
Yeah.
And you're laughing because, it's true, So that's, I'm not shocked by it necessarily. I more am kind of like, okay, this is what they're saying. So what are they trying to distract us from? That's where my head is at. But that's if I just go full tilt, conspiracy theory, which I tend to do the older that I'm getting. So yeah, that's kind of my initial thought on that.
It's kind of like when I was 13 years old and my parents finally got me a dirt bike, and I could go, well, why did they finally buy me a dirt bike? Well, it's because they got divorced and they felt bad. So all these years I'd asked for a motorcycle. I didn't get one. And then, so now the question is, should I question why they got me one or just enjoy it? I agree with you. There are reasons why I won't comment on why disclosure might be happening right now. That are, I just can't comment on it. It's just an area that I need to stay away from, but for certain reasons that you're aware of. But I'm just glad if they are disclosing it. I got the dirt bike. I'm not going to worry about why I'm getting a dirt bike. Just I got a bike and I can start riding. So
yeah, and listen, people like Akashi and Dr. Mounce. I'm sorry, I might have said that incorrectly. My apologies. And Boogie and Leah, like, oh, good.
Tim,
you
please.
all. Okay, Tim. Well, listen, you worked hard for your doctorate, and if I were a doctor, I would wear it on a tiara on my head, sir. So I'm giving you the respect that you
thank you.
that you earned.
I appreciate that. I've got another coffee mug different than this one. It says PhD, taking my BS to a new level. So that's
and you know what? Good for you.
That's
good for you. But yeah, you all could,
unlike some people.
Yeah, exactly. Despia. Amen. Yes, you're not doing the 16-year, have to get caught on the stand. I'm picking up what you're putting down, B.
I got it. I know. I knew you'd get me.
But you all probably know way more than I do. I'm still ignorant to a ton of this. But whenever anybody says anything that's major, whether it's in the news or in my personal life or whatever, I always kind of pay attention to what else has been going on. And you can pick up a lot about people that way in your personal life or professional life or, whatever. That's why we have 2 ears, right? And 1 mouth, because we're really supposed to listen. And so that is my long-winded answer to your question.
Do you have anything for the chat, anything for the group that you want to throw out there or address a question or a comment to anybody?
No, I don't think so, which is kind of lame because I asked to come up here and then I'm, not
good.
really adding any value.
Yes, you are. You always add value, and all the
but
mods are welcome to come up whenever they want.
Something for her. I have a follow up for Sarah because I really agreed with that whole. I worry about that whole distraction factor also. The more you're being
Yeah.
told about one thing, the more something else is happening that they don't want you to see. I know that sounds like conspiracy, but I think it's just historically that's how it's been. You find out later. But that's so I totally jive with what you said there. So total value, girl. Don't say no value. It was awesome.
Value.
Yeah, or things that they don't want to stop talking about.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we don't
exactly.
want to just hear from like people who have studied UFOs for years on the show. That doesn't really do us any good because then we don't have perspective for what people who haven't been. And there are people in the audience right now that are from our true crime family, cabbies like yourself, like that's how
like
we met
me.
you. Exactly.
Yeah.
So these perspectives are important because lenses are important. Perspective and lens are basically analogous or the same thing. So the way that Tim and I view the news that's coming out is slightly different than how and Akashi, myself, Tim and Akashi view the disclosure. And then Boogie is also pretty studied in this topic, but he has been studying it a little longer than you and Bia. So that's why all these perspectives are important. So we can take this information, we can try to digest it, understand it, filter it, and go, okay, what does this really mean? What does this mean to me? What doesn't it mean? What does it mean? So I thank you for coming up here and adding that, and you're welcome up anytime that you want.
Thank you. I appreciate
ma'am.
all of you.
Yep.
All right. Well, I will see myself out.
Tell Mikey
Bye,
we said hi.
Thank
Okay.
I hope everybody has a fabulous night, and I will be back in the chat.
All right, love. Thanks. Take
You
care.
too,
bye.
Sarah.
See you later.
Good night.
Thank you.
What is this? I watched Amy. Okay. I think I know who they're talking
Talking
about.
about engagement.
Yeah.
Don had a question about Dr.
Sure.
Greer,
Sure.
and I'm trying to find it because I can't start it. But she was asking about, I guess, our opinion on the attacks that have, always go into Dr. Greer because he
Okay.
talks
What are your thoughts?
disclosure. So
Why don't we start with you?
I mean, the thing about Dr. Greer is, I appreciate what he has done for for UFOs. I think that he's very passionate about it. Obviously, he wanted to get people together. There's some things that I don't agree with. There's something that seems a little bit too, a little salesy sometimes, and I like a little humility from people too. And sometimes when I pick up that people aren't being humble, I question motives. So. But I definitely don't want to, I would never attack him. C5 is something that we, it's another methodology, but it's something that, he worked on. I mean, there's value there. So
That's true.
kind of spun all over the place on that. I'm not trying to avoid it. It's just, you don't have to agree with 100% of a person to value what they have to bring,
You're right. Exactly. We said that with Lana.
Yeah.
We're talking about Lana from Truth and Transparency. I want to debate her about the Karen Reed case. Lana has put out a lot of very, very well-researched information. Some of her opinions differ from mine. So maybe we can have a respectful debate and maybe we can get something out of it. We don't all have to agree on everything. We can find out why she thinks what she thinks. So there's all Things Unexplained on YouTube. If you guys want to subscribe, Dr. Tim Mounce puts a lot of work into that. He has 2 teachers that are his colleagues, CJ and Smitty. Is CJ ever planning on going back to teaching? I know Smitty is. He's teaching. Is CJ going to go back, Dr. Tim?
That would be an extreme worst case scenario, I think. Okay. So probably not. By the way, I'll shorten up my YouTube link there. That was like, whoa, that was a big link. If you want to go directly to my YouTube, it's youtube.com/@All Things Unexplained. That'll take you there.
You'll find it also. If you guys want to find Tim after this, we'll post it in the YouTube description of this episode, and it'll be in the podcast description as well, the show notes for that. So yeah, here's the one about Dr. Greer. Does anybody here, just raise your hand if you want to talk about Dr. Greer, CE5. I don't know if Boogie, I think, is familiar with Dr. Greer. Hi, Jermaine.
Oh, yeah.
She's true crimer. Go ahead. What you got?
Oh, as far as Dr. Greer?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know. He's sketchy to me, but looks like a reptilian, though. I tell you that he is one. That dude, I mean, if I didn't, I would think he was like, I think he just does disinfo. That's what I believe. I've watched him a long time. I think he likes to, but he's got some, he could get those crowds together, and he does, go out there, and he knows some things, definitely. So I don't know who he's working for, but I don't know, man. I've watched his stuff a long time, and I just I don't know, just doesn't give me a good vibe, this guy.
I'll get to my opinion, but let's get to Dr. Mounce first.
I don't really have an opinion. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Okay. He's out there saying stuff.
Okay, so a friend of the show, James Iandoli, was his disciple at one point. He's going to be on coming up soon with Darren, Exo-Academian, and the co-creator of Calling All Beings, who created everything that you visually see about CAB, Nathan. So we are going to interview those three. And James was at one time a disciple of CE5, and he is a practitioner of the modality. He's an experiencer. He had an NDE in a car accident, and then he became in touch with the phenomenon and all kinds of things. James lives in my hometown, grew up very close to my hometown. Dr. Greer, obviously, he has added something to the community. What happens is that when you seek to monetize anything, to a certain degree, and money is what drives your content, that is when the content becomes skewed in a certain way, because now it's not so much about the content, right? Now it's about, what do I produce that's going to make money? For some people, that's yelling at other people and making fun of people. For some people, that is trying to say that I'm going to take a group of people out, and we are going to bring our consciousnesses together, and we're going to draw in a UFO. We're not all psionics. Some of you have Tiva sandals on and a little backpack and shorts, and you've never done this. And sometimes it's going to work, and sometimes it's not going to work, and that could be problematic. So there allegedly he had hired planes, and they shot off flares, and I don't know the truth of what he did or didn't do, but clearly he's been part of the discussion for many years. He should be applauded for that. He's never run away from it. And being humans, humans are going to find things to differentiate themselves from other humans. We talked earlier about color when we were talking about the state trooper and all the incredibly racist comments that he make, and he thought the Nazis should have won the war and all kinds of stuff. So with differentiation, you're going to have people that all want UFO disclosure, and they're going to find a way to fight about it. So you have Lou Elizondo giving up his job at the Pentagon, trying to figure out how he's going to make money over a principle that he had. A principle that they're hiding something from the American people, and I have pledged service to the American people. Then you have Greer saying that Lou Elizondo's a fraud. And then you have John Greenwald from the Black Vault, who's been doing FOIA since he's 15 years old, and he's saying Elizondo's a fraud, and Elizondo's saying he's a fraud. So all these three people are trying to achieve the same goal, but they're going to find a reason not to like each other. That is a limitation of humanity. It is a literal limitation. So I think Dr. Greer has added value. I don't follow his work. I don't care that much about his work. That doesn't mean that he's not significant in the topic. Clearly he is.
Absolutely.
That was very long-winded. Okay. Bia, did you have the timer on? How bad is that? Okay. Okay. Let's see. So do people disbelieve all witnesses that Dr. Greer's brought forward? No. No, I don't disbelieve all the witnesses that he's brought forward. So I can answer that one quite simply. And we got a couple that are starred to throw at you guys here. Okay, we got that one in. Okay. So the one you're talking about right here is Matthew Sullivan, is who you're talking about there, Jules. We did, Courtney profiled him a few weeks ago and gave reporting on Matthew Sullivan on the show. A friend of David Grusch. Okay. Okay. All right. This one's got to go to Tim and Boogie all the way. Let's start with Dr. Mounce. What are your wildest, weirdest conspiracy theories? We listen and we don't judge. All right, go ahead, Tim. Safe space. Take it away.
Sure. Okay. Well, probably one of the wildest conspiracy theories I ever heard was about the Bigfoots in the North Carolina mountains. And I'm sure Nathan may know about this, but at some point, I guess it was 1800s, the Wild Bill Hickok traveling show and Annie Oakley, they were traveling through on train right out through there. And they're going over this bridge, over this deep gorge, and the train derails. Horrific accident, right? And they had all these, but Annie Oakley survives, Wild Bill survives, but all these exotic animals escape. Now the beginning of the conspiracy theory starts with, okay, you got all these exotic animals escaping, some of them into the North Carolina mountains. I mean, they could certainly be responsible for some of the Bigfoot sightings, but I was told that, interestingly, some of the wild animals reproduced with some of the local Bigfoot population and created a new form of Bigfoot specific to the area that really loves Zagnut, dark chocolate, and peanut butter. Now, they probably do because they're amazing. But I just thought, wow, I'd never heard that Bigfoot story right there. That's mind-blowing. And it's connected to a real historical, horrible event, by the way. They say that the people that live there, even to this day, will tell stories about how just horrific that event was. But I thought that was something else.
It could be. I mean, there was that Minnesota Iceman. We never quite figured out what I believe he was. And I would encourage people to go to a channel of a friend of ours, Stacy Brown Jr. He was recently on the show. He recently just did some footage with Les Stroud up in Canada, Survivor Man. And Stacy Brown Jr., it's at Bigfoot Stacy, if you find him on YouTube. And Robert Kreider was on, who is, I believe Robert Kreider is an anthropologist, I believe, from Washington State. Robert Kreider has done some very interesting talks about the origins of Bigfoot. And he is quite certain, based on the samples that were taken, because a lot of people decry the Melba Ketchum study, but that's what they will do because they don't want her to be right. But she got samples, and Dave Polites, former police officer, I don't think he would lie about that, where they got those samples from, hair, blood, and so forth, because occasionally Bigfoot will get caught on a barbed wire fence that they're climbing over and so forth. So all that said, Robert Kreider believes that they most certainly are some sort of a human. And then he goes into Homo sapien sapien, which is us. But if you go to just Homo sapien, there are other Homo sapiens other than us. And there are also some hominins of a higher level that are related to us. So quite possibly that's it. But there also could be hybrids, because there's so many different types of their Bigfoots that look decidedly different than others. Some that look Native American, some that have a primate look to their face, and so forth. So Tim, you know what? That could be right. Anyone else? Boogie, conspiracy theories that you love?
I'll give you a couple, and then I got to run.
Okay.
The couple of Nibiru was a good one. Tartaria, the past civilizations. I think my favorite conspiracy theory, though, is these celebrities being vampires, man. Like there's these pictures of, and it's come out well before AI. These pictures have been out, circulating the interwebs for like, I don't know, 10, 20 years, 10, 15 years of these celebrities that look like, they've come from the past, like Nicolas Cage, and there's John Travolta. I mean, there's just a number of them out there, and they're, the conspiracy is that they're somehow I don't know, immortals or coming back somehow. I mean, I don't understand, but it's pretty crazy. It's a rabbit hole you definitely will get lost in if you go down that one. That's for sure. But that would probably be my favorite one. Is it true? I don't know. It's an interesting one, that's for certain. But with that said, I definitely got to run, guys. It was so much fun hanging out with you, and I appreciate
Thank
the
you,
time.
Boogie.
Bye, Boogie.
Hi, Akashi, Tim, Dr. Tim. Nice to
Bye.
meet
Thank you so much. J-Boogie Fever, party people.
Take care, guys. I'll talk to you again.
That was awesome, man. Oh man, could you tell he loves the conspiracy theories he's in? We don't want to leave Akashi Cris out. She will leave no good conspiracy theory rock unturned.
I'm gonna throw in there just for funsies the CERN stuff. I mean, everybody's heard all the CERN craziness from portals being open to talk to aliens to probably one of the scariest ones is that whole 7 seconds of no gravity experiment that's supposed to kick off in August, where it's like you lose gravity for 7 seconds, and it's supposed to be part of like depopulation. I mean, there's so many. That's like you just one turns like morphs into the other, but there's a lot of fear being thrown out there. I mean, that is such a frightening, idea, but we're being peppered with it. Is it true? I don't know what I mean. CERN, they're doing something weird in CERN, but I don't think it's that. But they're doing stuff that we don't know.
It'd be very interesting. Who knows what their classification system is? I know they have scientists from all over the world that work there. I don't know what kind of NDAs they sign, but yeah, I guess CERN would be very, very interesting to know what's going on there. That would be fascinating. Yeah. Bia, do you have any conspiracy theories that you like?
Not off the top of my head, but I was thinking, why don't you talk to us about Carolyn, excuse me.
Oh, God bless you.
Yes, because I know we're probably getting ready to wrap. I know you have brought, yes, perfect.
This was made by someone that you guys have never heard of called Akashi Cris, the host of Mindforked on YouTube. We are still fundraising for Carolyn Clapper. We did have a proof of life, and Denzel Washington was not present. But you like that one, Tim? Tough crowd. Please tip your bartenders and wait staff, everybody. So we are still fundraising for that. We're only really $100 away from where I want to get to. As I was gonna pick this up, and I will pick it up if I have to. It turns out that this week I got a call from back in Connecticut where my dad's in assisted living. So that was $1,000 plane ticket. I will be spending this week to go back home and see my dad and make sure that if he is in decline, that I get to see him first. So yeah. So if you want to donate $2, $3, $1, $5, $10, whatever, towards our help bring a medium Carolyn Clapper, I am praying that she's going to call me. Thank you. Thank you, K9 Mind Help. He's one of our true crimers. I haven't seen you here in a while. Welcome back. You're Aussie? Yeah, you're the Aussie. Okay. Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. Yeah, so thank you very much, Jules. Yeah, got to go get that done. So in fact, tomorrow, one of my high school friends is here in Colorado. And I grew up on ranch. So I was riding horses before I could ride a bicycle. and my friend from high school is here, and she's invited me to go horseback riding with her at the ranch that she's staying at. And so if I can get video or photos of me on a horse, it will mean a lot to my father. So I'm going to do that. That he always talks about, when are you going riding? Why aren't you riding? You know, all this stuff. So to me, as Bia knows, if I had a horse right now, I would just put a halter on him and with reins and just go hiking. I'm just interested to go hiking with the horse. I'm not interested in riding per se. I just want to be around. I love horses, but yeah, mate, Ozzy all the way in the woods. Any Yowie with rescue animals. Thank you for doing what you do, man. You're always going to get an applause on this show. Anyone that's doing something like that for animals. You know, mind help. God bless you. So anyway, so yeah, so if you do want to donate to the Carolyn Clapper, it is I guess it's at Calling All Beings on PayPal, at Calling All Beings. Oh, Michigan Bigfoot Rob is here. Oh, I've seen his YouTube.
BMR's in the house. You need to meet BMR. You guys were talking about Bigfoot. There's the man right there.
Show me, where is he? Show me where he is. Hi, Michigan Bigfoot Rob. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I love talking Bigfoot. I am what they call a Bigfoot analyst, not a Bigfoot researcher.
I'll give you his info because we need to have a show with that. I've been wanting to have BMR back.
There he is. So. Yeah. All right. You're welcome to come on the show, Michigan Bigfoot Rob, and talk Bigfoot. In fact, we're looking to book Stacy Brown Jr. for July, mid-July, if you want to come on that. Okay. Anyway, so yeah. So $ Calling All Beings on what is it called? Cash App. And
yep, and Sarah did put it in the chat as well.
Thank you. I didn't see it. Okay, let me go on. Why do you got to pay her $900? Okay, so I'm glad you asked that question. Thank you for asking that. Darkest PSI. I love it. Hopefully my MotoGP riders are not going to have dark PSI tomorrow. We want good tire pressure so nobody gets a penalty. Okay. Why do we got to pay her? The reason why is because it is not a family member of mine. We are seeking for her to read Officer John O'Keefe, who was killed on the night of 29 January, 2022. We don't know how he was killed. His girlfriend was accused of running him over. He was found unresponsive and then dead on the lawn of another Boston police officer, who never exited the home, even when emergency vehicles, EMS, fire, and police came and lifted John up off the lawn, took him to the hospital where he was then pronounced dead. We don't know what happened. They tried to pin it on Karen Reed, this woman in Massachusetts. She was tried twice, and they were not able to convict her either time. This is the reason why we are fundraising. If John O'Keefe was my family member, Carolyn would do this for free. I encourage you, everybody here, go to the Missing Enigma YouTube channel, the Missing Enigma YouTube channel, hosted by Nick Kyle, and look up the Teresa Jones case. There you will see the Pentecostal family of Teresa Jones, who did not believe in mediumship whatsoever or any connection to the dead. And when they could not find their mom and the police could not find her after 3 days, they called Carolyn Clapper in the middle of the night in Wisconsin. She gave them a reading and gave them exact directions where to find their mom, Teresa Jones. In fact, when she began communicating with Teresa, she didn't even know she was dead until she followed Teresa through to where she was found upside down in a creek. So Carolyn Clapper, who has spoken with me on the phone, is the real deal. And that is why we want to hire her to look at the John O'Keefe and tell us what happened that night. We're not trying to get anyone convicted. We are not coordinating with law enforcement. We want to find out what events led him to his ending, to his undoing. Not necessarily who, but what happened, not who did it. This is not a whodunit here. It's what happened to you, because we know you didn't get run over by a car. Okay. Any more questions? Thank you very much. I just got a Cash App notification from somebody. Let me see who that is. Take it away, Bia, real quick.
Yeah. So, and if you can't, if you don't have the ability to donate, then if you can help share, that also is helpful. Help spread the word. DJ's very close to securing a date, so we'll be able to announce that soon. And yeah.
Thank you, Bia. That was, I want you to guess who it was that just donated. We've been saying her name all night. Party people.
Ruthie Robles.
Ruthie Robles.
Oh, she's so nice.
Thank you, Ruthie. Thank you, Ruthie. We love you. We just got a 20 from Ruthie Robles. And we
gave twice.
It.
She gave a super chat earlier too, girl.
Thank you so much, Ruthie. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you, Ruthie.
We're trying to get there. And so it turns out that I don't know how to handle my withholding very well, because I just got my bill, which I shared with Bia from the IRS today. I owe them $10,000 due to them not withholding enough. So all that is reason why. Otherwise, a lot of times I just spend money myself. But it turns out, yeah, I owe the IRS money. So thank you very much, Ruthie Robles. Did I say that cool? No, I didn't. Yeah. Okay. I feel like I'm being glared at by Bia and Akashi.
You need to go like this when you do it like that. You need to snap your finger. Ruthie Robles.
Thank
You're
you
gonna
very much.
Olay. Might as well Olay.
Hey, come on, Bia. Do something. Do some Zumba. What are you doing over there? All right. There you go. All right. Thank you. Boy, this has been fun tonight. Let me take this off screen. Boy, this is fun. Thank you so much for jumping in, Tim. I really appreciate that.
Yes,
yes, sir.
Nice to meet you, Tim.
Well, thank
nice
you.
to meet you.
Thanks, Boston B. Thanks, Akashi. Thanks, DJ. I really appreciate it. Yeah, super fun. Glad to be back in here.
Yeah, you're always welcome on the cab. You know that. We were talking about doing another roundtable again with All Things Unexplained. I'm down for that. So, yeah, man, nights like tonight, I leave with a smile, and I'm just so happy. So, all of you guys in the chat, you contributed great questions, great commentary. And, we had some of Akashi's audience here from Mindfork, some of Tim's audience from All Things Unexplained, and of course the cabbies. So bravo, bravo, bravo. All right. On behalf of Dr. Tim Mounce, Boston Bia, and Akashi Cris, this is DJ saying peace out. One love, and we will see you down the road, homie.
Good night, John Boy.
Good night.